well as I understand, Mike, we've been hired by the Commissioner's Court to represent the people of Dallas County, and I'm happy to represent the people of Dallas County. I've been involved in litigation actively for 20 years in Dallas County that has involved many cases in state and federal court, both on public and private law questions involving class action.
What percentage of the cases that you've handled would it be class action lawsuits?
Well, it'd be a fairly small percentage because class action suits on a wholesale basis are relatively new to all lawyers.
How about you, Mr. Luna? What's your track record?
Mike, I have handled quite a number of them, and they span a number of years.
What's your win-lose record, Mr. Luna?
Oh, I don't know. Lawyers win some and lose some. The one last week, we happened to have won. The first one that I told you about a number of years ago, we also won. Now, in between, there have been a number of losses. One of the losses and one of the larger cases was a single-member districting case in the state of Texas before the three-judge court. These days, the very nature of these constitutional questions and class action cases necessarily mean that if you represent local government, you're going to have some losses because federal courts and legal services institutions are making an assault and a challenge against local government. And until and unless the pendulum starts swinging the other way, we're going to have a lot of bad decisions.
Let me ask you, gentlemen, this along those lines. What can you do to make the pendulum swing the other way that District Attorney Henry Wade's staff, who are experts in civil law, cannot do? What can you bring to it that they can't?
Well, I don't know that you could lay out any 1, 2, 3s that we could bring to it. The only thing is there is a lot of litigation pending, and the district attorney, and let me hasten to say, is one of the finest lawyers I know. But he has a very large caseload, so it's just a question of do you hire more assistants for the district attorney, or do you hire private lawyers?
Well, I'm not so sure we can do anything that the district attorney could not do, Mike.
Commissioners Price and Whittington, along with County Judge Sterrett, when they announced your appointment, said that one of the major reasons they were hiring you was because you shared their philosophical persuasions. There's been much speculation in the press that you gentlemen were hired not so much because of your legal ability, but because of your political ability, that you might lobby for the philosophical views of the Commissioner's Court. How do you react to that?
Well, I think, of course, the Commissioner's Court, I believe, represents the opinion of a majority of people in Dallas County. As I mentioned, I think my view is probably compatible with the great majority of people in Dallas County.
There's been a lot of talk about politics and so forth, but the only politics, as far as I'm concerned, in this appointment is that which lies within the very innovative imagination of the reporters that have talked about it. As far as we're concerned, we've been asked to work on a professional basis, been hired as attorneys to handle this case. Now, I think where the misunderstanding may have come in is that a person or a group of persons ordinarily is interested in having a lawyer that is handling their cases it kind of believes in their kind of lawsuit. Now, I think that certainly the commissioners, or I hope they would think that I have a strong feeling in favor of strong state and local government. And I'd like to see the state and local government be handled by the state and local people as much as possible without the interference with federal authorities, except when absolutely necessary and when they clearly have the authority to do so. I think that's the sort of thing that the commissioners were talking about on a philosophical basis.